That was like the sixth attempt. Okay.
All right.
Hopefully we should be live.
Oh God, don't
Oh,
don't
what?
t- don't do that to me.
Okay, we're live. Great.
Oh no.
But anyways, it's good to have you on, Adam. Thank you for being here.
Thank you. Yeah,
I've
it's been a
actually,
while.
yep, it's actually been a while since you've been on this channel. Period.
Yes, it has.
But yeah, what have you been up to?
Well, I'll give some introductions just in case people don't know me, because obviously it's been a while. Um, I'm Adam B. I'm the guy on Twitter who does all the engineering stuff. Um, and basically, I'm just a nerd, really. Just a real big nerd. No, but a few things happened. I got a new job. I am working with someone on being a voice actor in a video game. I've had quite a few things happen. When was the last time we had me on the channel? Because there's a lot that's happened.
It was when I was still doing the Extinction Level Gaming podcast. To be honest.
I'm just
Actually,
looking at your
no, no,
channel.
no, no,
How?
no. Never mind. It was it was after the it was after that State of Play stream.
Oh God, that would have. That's 2 years ago.
Yeah, practically.
Well, yeah. Man, I need to open up the stream so I can see the chat.
But wait, so you're voice acting now?
Yeah. So, oh my God, I've just seen what you put me up as on the stream. Like, funny.
You see, I had nothing else because the only other character model that was a nerd was someone that made someone who made the angry video game nerd character in Dreams. It was either that or this. I thought this would be funnier.
Like, great. At least you got the glasses right. I mean, um, no, but yeah, I am working with a friend who I'm actually going to go see in a couple of weeks. He's in a different country, so I won't give the country away because I don't really want to do that. But yeah, I will be playing the main villain in a video game. But it's so early in development that we don't have a name or anything like that, and I'm not sure what NDAs or anything I'll have to sign, so I'm not going to say anything more than that.
Jesus, you're playing the main. You're playing a main lead. Wow.
Yeah, main antagonist,
Okay.
and plus maybe a couple of like side characters, but yeah.
Okay, I gotta ask. Do you have any actual voice experience, like voicing characters, or is this like a first time for you?
I don't know. You tell me.
It sounds a bit newbie-ish.
It is newbie. No, I've done one voice acting gig before, and that was as an extra for another video game. But I do have quite a large vocal range, and yeah, everyone's got to start somewhere, right?
True. Well, as long as you're gonna be taking classes and trying to improve like your voice acting, then that's all that matters.
Yeah, I mean, see how it goes. To be fair, it's still years along the line before I'm even in there. I mean, we don't even have a name for the game yet.
Yeah.
It's so early. It's like that early on.
Well, let me know what game it is so I can buy it. I can support you.
So yeah, was basically that's like the main thing. Where I got my new job, I'm now traveling more, and as you know, I'm looking to come over and see yourself.
Yes, that's right.
I'm
You're
looking
coming to California.
Yeah,
That's gonna be.
we don't know when. I haven't seen when. Or I mean April maybe. So not like far away, like probably kind of soon. But yeah, I'm looking to go to California. So like, I haven't been to America since I was like, oh God, like 8 years old.
Oh yeah.
So we're like 16 years.
Your concept of California is off too, considering that you thought LA was the capital.
Well, hmm. Fair.
Yeah, no way you were gonna.
I was trying to think of a rebuttal and then just went, nope. No, he got me there.
Yeah, but yeah, congrats to you, man. That's actually pretty impressive. I wasn't even aware of
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I mean, not many people are, but yeah. Um,
But, but yeah, I mean, the reason I wanted to have you on is because like you've been a big help to me for this channel, so I thought I might as well give you like a big spotlight, even though you don't do content anymore, or at least
mm,
stream. But
yeah.
you do tend to work in the background with everybody and help people out with audio stuff. So
I
yeah,
mean, it's not just audio. I mean, I worked for some background. I used to work with social media people. I still do. I'm just like a freelancer IT guy, and I kind of help a bunch of people out. Worked with people like Fratanga Plays, um, uh, uh, like the Ansgar podcast, yourself.
yeah,
I've got a few people at Doomsayer, like quite good friends of the channel and everything like that. So, yeah, I've worked. I'm not trying to be too quick. I context. I am at my parents right now, so I'm trying to be quiet because there's people downstairs. So
you're good.
I'm not I'm I know it's like, oh, he's living with his parents. No, I live alone, but it's Christmas and Christmas be like that.
Hey, no judgment here. I would love my parents, but I mean, you only work with what you got. So I mean, if you live with your
Yep.
parents, you can't do
I'm
anything about
currently
it.
yep. But yeah, so I do that, and then I'm the guy behind the curtains. I do a lot of the stuff to make sure that you guys have good content, because without me, Callie wouldn't even be at this point. Um,
You know, I will give credit. You were there from like the start when when I had my old rock band microphone and I didn't have any good
oh yeah,
audio. So you were helping me out, giving me recommendations, and I really do appreciate you for those days.
yeah. The grasshopper has now he's blossomed into his own thing. But
Yeah,
yeah, I do that a lot, and it's quite cool working with a bunch of social media people. It's like you see so many different perspectives from people, like on like what they think sounds good or looks good or something like that. I mean, like I helped out on some video editing and stuff, and like the amount of perspectives that people have, and especially different audiences. Like there's so many differences that you get,
I don't know. Yeah,
and like
that was the same, and especially with what they're trying to go for too. Like, like you have helped me with other stuff besides audio too. So like you pointed out, I think one of the examples would be how you were helping me out with OBS, like trying to actually run it properly on my computer.
mhm,
So like you you're very you are like mostly like tech, like the tech person, but like you also
yeah.
help out with other stuff. Like uh for those of you guys who don't know, I do have an intro for this podcast, but I decided not to use it since I'm going to be hiring Adam here for another introduction for another show. Uh,
I love how you said, "Oh, have you got any voice work?" When I'm literally the one who made your intro.
yeah, you see, I kind of forgot about that.
Do you have any voice work? Yeah, yours.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. He did do the voice introduction for this show, so yeah, and yeah, so yeah, credit to you. You do a lot, and I'm surprised you don't do like much for yourself in terms of content or anything else.
I'm not very interesting as a person. I don't think. I like, so my job every day is I work in IT and I do this sort of thing. But the thing is, I was doing this as a just a hobby. Like I like helping people, um, and like I've just turned that into a career, and I've gotten to the point where like I don't think I'm very interesting. But if I can make other people sound better or make them better, that's good enough for me. That's like I'm okay with being the person in the back end, as long as someone looks good. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think that makes sense. Like you just care about helping others, making them like improve themselves or improve their
Yeah.
content.
Yeah, I've been asked about this before. They were like, so I used to mentor a few apprentices at my last job, and one of them was like, "Oh man, you do all this stuff. Like, you have all this knowledge. Like, why don't you just do it for yourself?" And I'm like, because I feel selfish if I do that. Like, I don't get me wrong. I could do a bunch of stuff. I could probably make like pump out content and everything like that. But whether I'd feel enjoyment from that is different. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
you've never like enjoyed like even doing like the Twitch side of things.
not really. And I think, do you know what? I think I know where it came from. Where I've
Hold up,
worked with
real
so
quick,
many, so
real quick. Just want to shout out Cass Cage in the chat. Thank you for coming by and supporting the show. But go on.
I have this a lot. Like, there's a saying like, if you work in fast food, you'll never eat that fast food again, right?
Yeah.
Where I've worked with social media people, I've seen like how bad it can get for people, and like, it's like, because bear in mind, I've worked with channels that are like 600,000 subs. Right, I've worked with like fairly large channels, right?
I actually had no idea of
And
that.
yeah, I would. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say their names, but like the largest channel I've worked with is 600k at the moment, and so you have you get to chat with these people, and like they're like, oh yeah, man, like this and this happened. Like a close friend of mine who's a YouTuber, he and his at the time fiance, like she posted a picture on their Instagram of like the ring because they were getting engaged, right? And someone was able to find their house from the mirror. Like they put it in front of a mirror, and then in the mirror was like a window, and they were like, able to like find where they lived, and they ended up having to move. And I was like, okay, this guy only has like 150k. Like, what are people with like 5-10 million people having to go through? And I'm just like, I could not do that. Like, I like my privacy in a sense.
I mean, you can still keep your
And
privacy. There are channels that like don't show their faces or anything like that,
th-
where they can still
there,
make content.
oh, there are, but like, even then, like, people have found like those sort of people. Like, you look at like the VTuber communities, man. Like the amount of people who have like, I mean, you look at Reddit. Reddit like will find you. I mean, have you seen that guy who can find any location just from one image?
Oh, I've seen people off of 4chan just track Shia LaBeouf off like the direction of the wind because of a
You
fly
see
swoop.
what I mean?
Yeah, people are
Right? Okay.
crazy.
Yeah, you see what I mean? And like when I heard about this, I was just like, man, I couldn't do that. And I kind of got turned away from like doing social media. I don't mind being the person that helps, but I feel like as being a personality,
Also, real quick,
I just
how does my mic sound to you, Adam? Because
oh,
Cassie
you
in the
sound fine to me.
because Cassie in the cage is saying I sound quiet on stream.
You sound fine to me. It might be OBS.
Oh, okay. It's because I do have an audio mixer now, so all my audio stuff is different now. So,
Yeah, I don't know what mix. I don't know anything about your mixer. I think the only person who does would be
it would be Doomstar.
Doom. Yeah, because I sadly don't have any experience with your mixer. You know what's funny is I have that sometimes. Like people will message me like, "Hey, I have this really specific issue," and I'm just like, I don't know. I'll give you an example. Like I got a message today from someone going, "Hey, you use 3D printers, right?" And I was like, "Yeah." And they were like, "Hey, have you ever experienced this with the clamps?" And I was like, "What are you talking about, the clamps?" And then they sent me like the specific 3D printer they have, like has like these very small clips, and they were like, "Hey, how do I get rid of these?" And I was like, "I have never seen those in my life, like ever." And he was like, "Oh, but you have 3D printers." And I was like, "Yeah, but doesn't mean I know everything." Like, it's like I'm. I mean, I can turn myself down if you like.
Uh, nah, or
Okay.
nah.
But anyway, yeah. So I was like these people. Sometimes people come to me and they have like really specific issues, and I'm like, yeah, there's only so much I can do, and like, it gets to the point where you're like, you feel like you're not doing anything because you're like,
It's like I don't
because
know.
I've been accused.
I don't know how to do this.
Yeah, it's like people assume like you know everything, and I have this in my job as well. Like so I work as an engineer in the finance industry.
Yeah.
And the problem with the finance industry is there's a lot of different applications doing different things. So you have a lot of different teams, but everyone just assumes like, oh, you're IT, so you must know everything about IT. It's like, I wish. I wish that was the case. So like some of these people are coming with like the most specific thing that I just go, I have no idea. And they're like, why don't you have an idea? Why don't you know? And I'm like,
I just never worked
I
with that
don't.
technology.
It's like I'm good at this, but I don't know everything. It's like asking a construction worker, hey, you're a bricklayer, right? You know how to operate a crane, right?
It's like I don't know how to
Like,
work with that.
so I mean, it's like me coming up to you, Callie. You you know YouTube, right?
Yeah.
Do a makeup tutorial.
Oh, that's a completely out of my battlefield right there.
Exactly. Like, that's something that I hope people in the chat like understand. Like, if you go to someone in IT and you just expect them to know the answer to something, you are going to get disappointed very, very quickly. And
So how many people do you get on a daily basis that go to ask about like certain topics like that you just don't know or haven't like been able to like help
oh,
with?
loads. So on a daily basis, I probably get about 30 to 40 tickets. So for anyone who doesn't know, in IT or in technology or anything like that, you generally have a ticketing system. People send in their issues and then you solve them, right? Doesn't matter where you are in the level of engineer, you have a ticketing system. I don't care what level of engineer you are. I know people who have been in the engineering they've been in engineering for like 30 years and they still have those things. Like, it sounds like a call center, but it's not. But anyway, I get about 30, and maybe like half of them I won't know, because the thing is, like, when you put like general issues, most people know how to solve them themselves. It's like, turn your thing off, turn it back on, or like just ask your colleague because they've probably had that issue before. But then you just like, when you get one as an engineer, it's just like, what is the most batshit insane thing that can happen? Like, I give an example, one of my favorite ones. I once got a call from a guy who didn't know how to turn the volume up on his iPad.
Okay.
Bearing in mind that an iPad only has 3 buttons,
Yeah.
because it's one of the Face ID ones. One of those iPads turned the iPad on and off. So he had a choice of 2 buttons. One was volume up and one is volume down.
Yeah.
And you just kind of go, right, intuition at all?
It's like sir,
I
do you
have,
brain at all?
but then you have like tickets that are even better, which are like, they'll just say help. They won't have any of the information. It will just say the word help, and it's like, what do you? Would you like to give me something? Give me anything? Oh man,
It's like any information would be better at all for
yeah,
that.
I know. I mean, some of the. Should I go over some of the funniest tickets I have I've ever had?
Go ahead, go ahead. I mean, this is your
Okay.
story after all.
Okay, so I once had. This was on my freelance work, and I got a call from a woman who had. She said that her laptop just stopped working one day, right?
Okay.
And she needed it for work, and I was like, oh, okay. Send me the laptop. So it's water damage, so something spilt over the laptop. It was very obviously it was water damage. Half the laptop was a different color from the rest of it. Yeah, have you ever seen a green MacBook?
Wait, those what? How?
You'll understand in a sec. You'll understand in a moment. All right.
Okay.
So it's liquid damage. I tell her it's liquid damage, and she goes, "That's impossible." I say, "Okay." First of all, the MacBook has never been green before, or a tint of green, and she was like, "Oh no, it definitely can't be. I want my money. I want my stuff back." And I was like, "All right, but I promise you, it's water damage." 2 days later, because she comes back and she's like, screw this, I need it working, and it's too expensive to on the Apple Store." Or she said something along the lines of the Apple Store won't do it. So I take the laptop, I fix it, and then I ask her, I was like, "Hey, just be honest with me. Like, what did you spill on it?" And she said, "I didn't spill anything." And she's like, go on. Next thing I know, a boyfriend comes around And he's like, "Oh yeah, I spilt Monster Energy drink over your laptop." And the face that she gave him, where then she went, "What do you mean you were on my laptop? This is my laptop. This is not your." And there was a full-on argument. Bear in mind, this was like during COVID, so I'm like standing like 2 foot, or like 6 foot away, and then I'm just standing there while these two just start having an argument in front of me, and she's going, "Oh, this is my private stuff. You shouldn't be on the private stuff." And then he starts going all on about like how she's been talking to some guy, and I'm just standing there like, yeah, all of this over a can of Monster Energy drink.
That's quite a conversation to lead into.
And I kept going, and then he just goes, "Well, it wouldn't be so bad if you didn't have so much I'm gonna say prawn on that damn laptop." And at that point, I just started like slowly closing the door. I just put the laptop on the floor in front of them because obviously, again, COVID, so I didn't want to go near them. So I put the laptop on the floor in front of my door. Because bear in mind, I was working out of my apartment because obviously working from home, everything like that. Just put it out front of my apartment. Start closing the door, and I just hear like, and it just, I had one of those industrial doors, so when it shut, it was just silence, and I just turned around and walked away. It's just like, I don't know how long they were there. All I know is I got paid.
And you didn't have to listen to all that complaining.
Nope. But like, it was like a full-on domestic argument, and I'm like, but they were trying to keep social distancing as well. So they had masks on and everything, and you don't realize how, like, you know when you can see in the face that someone wants to slap the other person?
Yeah.
Like, that's the face I could see, even just with the eyes. Oh yeah, the boyfriend was full on like everything. He had like a big coat on and everything like that, and like the full on. I think he was. Did he double mask? I think he was double masking. But he was doing the thing where it was under his nose. Hate that, by the way.
That doesn't
super
protect
annoying.
Jack and shit.
Yeah.
Oh god, but
I just, but like, you have like ones like that. Another one I've had was like, oh, what was it? A person dropped their phone in the toilet.
Oh. Jesus.
Yeah. Apparently, the thing is, they didn't tell me that until I took the phone off them, and then immediately I went to wash my hands.
I would figure after getting that news.
I took the phone and they said like, "Oh yeah, I dropped it in the toilet," and went, "Okay." Put it back on the table. Went and washed my hands. I said, "Oh, 1 sec, I'll be back." Went and washed my hands. Came back. Yep. Right, now we can work on it. I can't really moan though because I've dropped my phone in the toilet before.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I mean, I think
the thing is that
I think we've all had those fears of like just using it over the toilet and then like it just
no,
falling in.
I didn't do it that way. Do you know how I dropped my phone in the toilet?
Okay, how?
I basically threw my phone in the toilet. So in my parents' place, the toilet in there here is right at like when you go upstairs, it's like right in front of you, right?
Yeah.
The door was open, the toilet lid was up, right, and everything. I'm watching a YouTube video on my phone. I trip upwards up the stairs and flung my phone forward. And it was like, I don't play basketball or anything like that.
Yeah.
But if someone had said, "Kobe," it went straight in. It didn't even hit the sides.
Jesus, Adam, your luck was pretty shitty that day.
And to be fair, I needed a new phone at the time. It was a good excuse, and I'll be honest. At the time, my mom was like, I was like 14 at the time.
Yeah.
My mom was like, "Did you just throw this in the toilet just so you can get a new phone?" I was like, "No." I wish that was the case. This was just me being an idiot.
Jeez.
Oh man.
I can't even imagine the expression on your mom's face at that time. She was probably like, "I'm disappointed.
was like
You really tried this on purpose, huh?"
To be fair, I once broke a phone and then sent it back and got my money back for it.
Jesus.
So I got a phone once and I tried rooting it, and in the process of attempting to root the phone, I completely bricked it, which is the reason I don't root phones anymore. And it was like day one that I'd got this phone because my last phone was a OnePlus phone.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I rooted my last phone just fine. Yeah, Samsung phones, they don't root very well.
Yeah.
And like it just like the camera stopped working, everything stopped working, and this was before I became like a proper engineer, and I was like, I can't fix this.
If you could go back now and try to repair that phone, would you?
I mean, I could if I went back, I could probably do it.
Okay.
But like at the time, I was still learning a bunch of stuff, and so yeah. To be fair though, if I had taken the phone off myself, I would have charged myself a lot of money.
It's like you're paying
But,
up, you little shit.
oh man, I used to break so much stuff people don't tell you like when you start out as an engineer, you break way more stuff than you fix, right?
Really?
So my first time building a PC. I didn't build my first PC. I got it bought. My parents bought me a PC from someone they knew. They got scammed, by the way. I know that now because the PC they got was not worth the money they paid.
Why? How much did they? What did they pay for?
So my first PC my first quote unquote gaming PC, because I only had laptops until this, right? Was it was a Dell pre-built with an AMD A8 6800K. Oh, was it a 6800K? No. Oh, it was like 5400K with one stick of 8 gigs of RAM. So single channel, already off to a good start.
Yeah.
A 500 gig hard drive, no SSD, and an AMD HD 5450 graphics card. It was built from leftover stuff from a school that had closed down. And yeah, that was my first PC. They spent £300 on it, and that's about $450. At the time, that was bad. Now, that's even worse.
I think at the time that would have been considered worse for that price.
But I love that thing. Like, that was the first thing that got me to do YouTube stuff. That was the first thing that like got me properly, and like I could play Minecraft on it. It was good, and it ran Minecraft at like 40 FPS.
Well, considering a potato can run Minecraft, I don't think that's a major feat.
Exactly. Like I tried the first AAA game I ever played was on that machine, and it was Tomb Raider the reboot, and it ran at like 25 FPS. But it didn't matter because it was my first PC and it was the only one I had. Right?
Yeah.
I now, literally as of yesterday, have built what my dream PC would have been back then. So I recently got a new TV. So during Black Friday sales, I bought a new 60.
I remember you posted about that on Twitter.
I was like, oh my god! Well, it's been a dream of mine to have a big TV, right? Because my family's always had really small TVs because we never really had the space or anything, right? So for me, like my milestone of like, I finally made it is to have this big TV, right? Very working class sort of thing.
Yeah.
And it was like stupidly cheap. It was like the 55-inch version was like £320, and the 65-inch was like £340, and I was like, why would you not just pay the extra £20? Like that's like an extra $30 for like a much bigger TV. Right?
Yeah.
4K, everything like that. But then I moved my old TV into my bedroom, and I was like, oh, you know what would be really cool is if I had a gaming PC for my bedroom now. So I had a spare server that I didn't use anymore, which had an i5.
Was that the server that you showed off that one time? It was like an actual like.
No, I have multiple servers.
Okay.
But I had a decommissioned server that I didn't need anymore. which was an i5 4460, which is like mid-range CPU from like 2014. Okay, motherboard, 8 gigs of RAM in there. I am planning to put another 8 gigs in there, but when I went to the store to get another 8 gigs, they ran out, which was surprising.
Okay, continue.
And then a GTX 750 Ti.
Jesus.
Well, the thing is, the only things I would be playing on this thing are like really lightweight 2D tiles.
So kind of like indies like Cuphead, right?
Yeah, so like Cuphead, Hollow Knight, things. I finally want to play Hollow Knight. I have had the game for, I think, 2 years now.
Are you gonna buy the sequel that's coming out? It's not
Played the original, so I'm not. I don't know. Silk Song, I think, is what it's called.
Yeah, that's what it is.
I have not played it. I've not played the original yet, so I don't know. I got the original because everyone I know was like, Adam, you have to play this game. It's so good. And I was like, I have so many things on the backlog. Like, there are so many games on my backlog that I have not finished.
You are pretty bad with your backlog, Adam.
Don't. Oh god, I'm awful with that thing. I wish I was better. Like, just looking, like, I give you an example, right? I'm looking at the games I have right now, right? So, right now, I have on the backlog, at least for right now, is the new God of War DLC. Which, by the way, I'm playing right now, is sick. I need to finish off, which I'm hopefully going to do over Christmas, The World Ends With You. Because I've been pushing that off so long. And hopefully...
There's two. There's the one that's for Switch only, and then
both.
There's the Neo.
Both.
Okay, good, man.
So I'm almost finished with the first one. And then I need to play the second one. Then I have Sonic Mania, which is on the list. Which I have still not finished. Because as much as I love Sonic, I am so bad at it. I then have... What is it? I'm just going through the list on my Steam list right now. Sniper Elite 4, which I need to finish. XCOM Enemy Unknown, which is the first one after the reboot. Yeah. Hollow Knight. Potion Craft. Destroy All Humans 2, which I still haven't played all of. I have played 45 minutes of it. And I love Destroy All Humans 1, the reboot. Or the remaster. I still haven't played the second one. Spyro, Mafia, Ghost Runner. There's nobody on this list. It's like embarrassing how bad it is.
How do you have so many games on your backlog? Jeez.
Oh, do you want to? One sec. I'm gonna look at my Steam DB. Right. I want to give you a guess of like what my percentage is.
Okay.
Right. Let me find myself on here. I hate doing this because like. I hate doing this because it just makes me feel like, oh, I'm such a piece of shit. Because I have so many games, and yet I don't play any of them, and there are so many people who are like, I don't have any games. Okay. So. I've been playing, almost 11. Alright. Oh, why doesn't it tell me how much time I played?
Oh, it's not showing you.
My average game time is 9 hours.
That's it.
Yeah.
Oof.
With a total hours on record of 2,097 in 10 years.
Oof.
Yep.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Yep. Games with times played. Out of all of my games, right? So how many games do you think? So I have a total of... How many games do I have? I'm gonna have to wait. One sec. I just need to quickly... I need to work this out one moment. Get a calculator. Because I want to see if you can tell how many games I've like not played. So Sorry, chat. This is going to take like 2 seconds.
Good luck counting all that, sir. I think after
Oh,
this,
is it?
I'll lead into
Okay.
gaming questions.
Okay. Out of all of my games, what percentage do you think I have not played?
I'm gonna take a wild guess and say 43%, 45.
Okay. So, I have played a total of 195 games.
Okay.
Number of games with no playtime at all, not even opened them. 276.
Jesus. Holy crap. Okay. That's a
I
lot
have
more than I thought.
So I have a total of 471 games, and out of those, and bear in mind, if we're talking like, I have 78 with less than an hour.
This is like a 50% split of like games that you haven't completed at all. Then, right?
No. That's just played. I didn't say completed.
Oh, okay.
You want to talk about completed? I have 45 completed games.
Oof, Adam, I'm big disappointed in
you. I have 45 games with more than 12 hours of playtime.
If we get on that backlog, boy. That's all I have to say
yeah,
to
so
you.
less than 10%. Less than 10% I've actually played. And that doesn't include my PlayStation games, or my games on GOG, or games on Uplay. Oh, God.
You know what? I can't even talk because of all the PS3 games I'm buying. I've been kind of slow on playing some of the newer games I've been buying. So
funny enough,
my backlog on Steam is pretty huge too now.
Yeah, so that store I went to for the 8 gigs of RAM, right?
Yeah.
I saw a game that I was like, oh, Callie would want this.
What game?
It was Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions.
Oh wait, I already got that, so I can't buy it again.
Yeah.
It's probably cheaper in your country, knowing how bad eBay prices are.
How much do you want to guess it was going for?
I want to say 35.
Pounds or dollars?
Pounds.
Okay. You know what the conversion rate is, right?
Yeah.
Just need to check. So £35 for the uninitiated is about $44. Okay. It was going for 12.
It was going for £12?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
For the PS3 version.
Damn, I could have got myself a fucking cheap version. Although the flight would have killed me, though.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, oh my god, the flights to going over to LA and California are so fucking expensive.
Yeah. For those of you that don't know, Adam there's a store in the UK that actually sells
CEX.
Yeah, they actually sell games a lot more cheaper than here in the States. Surprisingly.
So yeah, we have a chain. Like, imagine eBay, but it's an actual store, right? And it's so great because you can just go there. They have everything. Like, I can't share my screen because like you don't really do that. But like, if you guys look up CEX, and yes, it is pronounced sex, because they what I find funny, they play off of that in their advertisement. They can get away with calling it sex on TV at any time because it's the name of the company.
Yeah,
and
because it's an abbreviation, though.
No, it isn't.
Really?
Nope, it's just called sex.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah. But you can buy everything there. Like, I can go in there and buy a GameCube. Like, it's really nice because the thing is, like, this stuff works and everything. It's like, think of DK oldies, but not shit. Right?
Yeah.
So, like, I'm looking online right now. I can buy a discounted in-box... actually, in fact, I can get an in-box brand new GameCube. And, like, we're talking pristine brand new for £180. An unboxed one, £65 for a GameCube with everything, like with all of the controller, the cables, everything, because they won't take it otherwise.
That's pretty good.
Right? You can get one with no games, and like the platinum one, not the purple one, like the white one,
Yeah.
for £50 right now. Might have a couple of scratches on it or whatever, but it'll work. Right?
And that's the only thing that matters.
Like I can get an N64. Like I saw a PS3 in there, and I was like, oh, that's so good. Like what is it? But then you can also get the games, and the games are like £1 or like 50p, and it's ridiculous. Like there are so many games that I see in there which, like in America, are so difficult to get because it's all scalpers.
Yeah, practically.
And like give me a game that like you wanted to buy, right?
I wanted to buy
Like the name of it.
I wanted to buy what's it called? It was an Armored Core game. Let me see. It was one that was published by Sega. I think it was Armored Core 6 or 5.
Armored Core 5,
Yeah.
PS3,
Yeah.
£30.
Jesus.
How much was it in America?
Well, let's see. Going off of eBay prices.
I can buy right now. It's in stock.
Let's see. Going off of eBay prices. $69. So practically the price of a new game.
Oh, what's that? I'm gonna have to look at this. $69. Nice. So like almost double the price.
Yeah. Oof.
Oof.
You know, I'm just gonna buy a second property in the UK and become a UK citizen.
Do it. There is literally one down the road from me right now. I could go pick it up before, like tomorrow, if I wanted to.
Damn. Okay. Okay. You know what? After this show, I might ask you for a few games to pick up for me.
Alright, give me another game. Give me another one.
All right.
By the way, PS3 is region unlocked. So
yeah, we recently figured that out by researching that.
All right, give me another one.
Okay. Ooh, there was this like this Africa Safari game that was on the PS3. It's pretty expensive.
What's it called?
Let me look it up. I think it was just called Africa. Yeah, it's just called Africa. PS3.
I've got Escape to Africa for Madagascar.
No, not Escape to Africa. Just Africa.
Never heard of this game in my life.
Never mind. That's not the one. What is it?
Again, all I got is Madagascar, Escape to Africa. I can get that for you. It's £6.
That's pretty cheap here too, considering the Wii versions are pretty big too.
Looking at this, get Skate 3 for £8, and get entire like PS3 for £50.
You know what? Look at yeah, just that store in general is a pretty good deal overall. So if anyone wants to get hooked up by Adam here, just hit him up.
Honestly, like you can get everything. Like you can get PC parts. Like you can get entire gaming PCs here. By the way, like if I look up a gaming,
I might hit you up about a graphics card.
What graphics card?
The newest one.
RTX 4080.
Yep.
Right, RTX 4080. To be fair, they're not the best on graphics card prices.
Damn it! My hopes and dreams are crushed now.
Yeah, they're not the best. Because you got to think like they go by used prices and they what they get in stock, and not many people are going to give away a 4080.
Also, what's up?
You have to think about it.
I see you in the chat. Thank you for coming by.
So if you were looking at 3080s, right, you can get one for £450.
Jeez. Okay, that's pretty good.
That's a 3080 though, not a 4080.
I mean, that's still better than most prices online.
We're 3080 Ti 650. But like I'm looking at getting a laptop, and there's a laptop on here. It's like an i5, like 12th gen i5 with a 4050 for £700. Like if you're okay with like used, honestly, like like I get RAM here because like they always have stock of like DDR3, and it's like ridiculous. Plus,
But,
they're like GameStop. You can just bring stuff in.
well,
Like,
I guess we could. I guess we could go into some of the actual questions I had for you, though. Considering
yeah, go on.
this is a show that I'm supposed to be going, but yeah,
What do you mean this is a show you're meant to be doing?
yeah, we kind of just got off topic completely.
Hey,
But
welcome to my world.
yeah, thank you, Adam. But yeah, since we're just talking about gaming stuff right now, I guess I'll just go into the first question of the first console or like the first thing you ever played on, played video games on.
First thing I ever played on was the PS1.
Ah, so you're a PS kid back in the day, huh?
I was a PlayStation kid. Never had a GameCube or anything like that. Didn't have an Xbox. I've always been PlayStation. I had a very brief, and I mean very, very brief time with an Xbox 360 where I'd borrowed it for like a week. But I just, at the time, couldn't get used to the controls because I was so used to PlayStation. So I've been PlayStation the whole time. I was really late into getting the PS3. Really late to get the PS3. Like, I got the PS3 after the hack.
Was that because of how expensive it was?
Yeah. Like, my parents just were like, we're not paying for that. Like, your PS2 is still fine. I actually won my PS2. Like, my PS2 I didn't actually pay. Like, my parents didn't pay for.
You won
Like, we went to a... Yeah, so we were at a raffle. And I won a PlayStation 2. Bear in mind, I grew up in a very sketchy area. I don't know if that PS2 came in a blue plastic bag. I don't know if that PS2 was stolen. I have to be 100% honest. I don't actually know where the PS2 came from. There was no receipt. There was no box.
So you just got it with nothing.
It was
else.
it was a raffle prize, and it came with one controller and the cables, and that was it. We didn't question it. But later on, as I've gotten older, I was like, I know the sort of area I grew up in. That was a stolen that was a stolen PS2, wasn't it? And so I still have that PS2. It's in like it sadly doesn't work anymore, the PS2. Because I wanted to, like, I found my PS2, my PS1 and my PS3.
Yeah.
When I came back here to like do some cleanup, right? And that was during COVID, and I was just like, oh, my PS3 just doesn't turn on anymore. I think it's the power supply that's the problem. But it would cost more to get a new power supply than it would be just to buy a new PS3. Just because, again, we have these like used markets here, and they're just flooded. So I just wasn't. There's no point. But my PS2 was like really special because that was what I really played on. Just because the PS1 is the first thing I played on, my PS2 was like what got me into gaming.
Okay.
Right.
So what games did you play for that thing that made you enjoy it as much as you did?
So Tekken 3 was, or Tag Team Tournament 1 and Tekken 3 were like massive. Like, my brother got me into Tekken, and then he got me to the point where I could whoop his ass. and now I'm too good at Tekken, and it's kind of annoying because now I can't play with anyone.
Okay, I got someone I can pair you up with in Tekken, see how good you really are.
Okay, I'm not amazing. I'm like above average, right?
Okay.
Like, I went to an event once, and it was like the third best in Europe, and I just got absolutely destroyed. Like, the game lasted maybe like 30 seconds in total. It's just like, oh, okay, I'm good like like an average player, but this is gonna kick my shit in. I've already pre-ordered Tekken 8, and I got into the closed beta because I was like, I am catching this game. But yeah, other things like Crash Bandicoot, like I think it was Nitro Racing that I played. Crash Bandicoot.
Was that your first Crash game, or no?
No, Crash Wrath of Cortex.
Really?
I know it's bad. I know it's terrible. But when I was a kid, I loved Wrath of Cortex. and then I never played Twin Sanity, and I feel so annoyed. And the reason why I wanted to try and bring my PS2 back to life is because I want to play Twin Sanity. Because I hear so much good about it, and I'm like, I should play this. Right?
Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna...
But it's obviously so dead. One sec, I need to mute myself. I'll be back in a moment.
All right. Well, hope you guys are enjoying this stream here, and yeah, hope you guys are also enjoying Adam as my guest. I know this isn't a proper episode because everything has been disorganized, but yeah. And also, I just wanted to let you guys know that the Christmas lights are for Christmas themed. I just thought it would be a little bit of a festive, just something nice to have for festivity purposes. But just to let you guys know, I will be streaming Monday, hopefully, or maybe Tuesday, and talk about some stuff that's going on with this channel. Hopefully. I will definitely be, more than likely I will be streaming Tuesday. But yeah. Yeah, let's get those likes up going, people. Come on. Just a few more likes. Also, I do have plans on upgrading this little room here, which I interview people. So I'm gonna try to see how much I can push streams into making a scene like this. Hopefully.
I'll be honest, I'm surprised you haven't looked to move over to Blender or something, because I know you built this in Dreams.
You see, the thing with Blender is my time working with it, because I don't know if you know this, but I actually did learn game developing, and I used Blender too. But Blender was never really my forte because it requires numbers to be precise in order to get stuff accurate. So, for example, one time I was building an alien model or just like a character model, and the eyes, I couldn't get the numbers right, so they would always be off. Like one eye would always be off from the eye hole.
You know, in Blender there is the mirror tool, right?
Yeah. I still couldn't figure it out because it would still always be off. That was the weird part.
How could you be off when it's a mirror tool?
That's what I never understood.
Like that makes no sense. I mean, I've got very, very little knowledge in Blender. I don't use it very much. But I know someone who does, and I watch some of the stuff he does, and it's ridiculous.
While I like Dreams, I kind of want to go for for something more clean. I kind of want a more hand drawn image, kind of animated, I guess. But yeah. So,
would you go for something like Code Bullet?
No, I don't.
Have you never watched Code Bullet?
Nope.
Oh man, watch his stuff. It's great. He works with AI stuff, and it's awesome.
Really?
He'll make an AI play Snake, right? For example, or he'll do something. But his style of hand drawn animation and stuff like that, I think you would be good. I think if you watch someone called Scott Falco, he has something called a Toon Tuber. I'll send you what it is. But he has he's made this entire subsection of VTubing, which basically is slightly different. I'll send you the video, right?
All right.
Let me send it over to you. And I think I know what kind of what you want, and this is probably what it is. I'll put it in the chat as well, because other people can look into it.
Because there is an art style I kind of wanted to go for. I don't know if you've ever seen the game. It's called The Pillars of the Earth.
Pillars of the Earth. No, I have not heard of this.
It's a very art style based game. Very.
I'm getting a book. I think it might be based off a book.
Yeah, it is.
Oh yeah, here we go. But wow, that's very stylized.
Yeah, that's kind of what I want for my podcast. I want a more stylistic background, And I found a few people off of Fiverr that I can hire for that, but yeah.
Can I just say, you know what this reminds me of?
What?
Did you ever see the it was those guys that made AI cartoon of themselves?
Yes, I have.
Yeah. It kind of reminds me of that, and I'm so sorry, but it does. Which, I feel like is an insult to it, but I'm not trying to.
Fair enough.
It looks really good. I'm just like, how do I shit on this?
You know, it wouldn't be
Uh,
you without you having to shit on something.
hey, it's part of the job.
Yeah.
No, man, I swear some of this AI stuff is ridiculous.
Oh, I know. Uh, I actually tried messing with the AI stuff that they have implemented in Discord.
Hmm.
Cause I don't know if you know this, but Discord now has like an AI art thing where you can actually generate like random AI pictures that'll like make
No,
for
I
you.
did not.
Yes.
See, I'm not. See, I'm not a big fan of AI art. There's specific areas where I'm like okay and not okay with AI art. Like, like if it's just for something small, then like, so for me, I used AI art for a D&D campaign,
Yeah.
right? It was just for the avatar of the character, right?
Yeah.
That I think is okay. But then like when it comes to like commercial stuff, like when they use like AI art in like full on stuff, like speaking of D&D, like Dungeons and Dragons, the company got caught using AI art for like their main one of their main things,
Oh no.
one of their main releases, and that was like massive shit. And I was like, yeah, because you're commercializing AI art, which is like steals a bunch of art to do that. And that I'm not too happy with. But I guess Discord stuff is fine, and I guess if you're doing like a small podcast, it's okay.
Yeah. But
Like
anyways,
there are layers to this.
anyways, glad you're back though. How? What did you go do anyways?
Um, I messaged you on Discord.
Oh, you did. Okay.
Yeah,
I won't read it out loud.
yeah, don't worry.
Oh.
Nothing bad or anything. In fact, fuck it, I'll tell you. My mother came upstairs, and my mother is not quiet.
You know what? I've had that experience too, where my parents will just walk into my room, and I'm just like live streaming. I'm like, fuck.
Yep.
Okay, time to mute my mic.
Like, I love your mum, but like, man, you're not quiet. I have the same problem. I am too loud, but I get it from her. So
Same here. Same here.
and yeah, so I was like, let's mute this just because I don't feel like people are gonna want to hear what my mum's having a random conversation about. um.
But
Anyway,
yeah. So I guess we can move on
yeah,
from the
go
gaming
on.
questions, but or not that gaming question, but that
We had
video
one
game.
question.
Yeah, that one video game question. But yeah. So what's your talk? Since you were talking to me that your favorite console is PS2, what's your favorite video game? Was
No,
it on the PS2 or no?
my favorite video. I've been asked this question before, and
Don't tell me you're one of those people that
so
can't
hard.
decide.
It's so hard, right? And the reason I say it's so hard is because there are so many different, like, there's so many different games and like so many different areas that I love,
Yeah.
right? So like, in terms of fighting games, I would say like probably Tekken 4 or Tekken 5 is my favorite,
Yeah.
right? But then if you ask me about like RPGs, then it would be a toss up between Pokemon Platinum and Dragon Quest 9. Right. By the way, Dragon Quest 9 is so underrated. I'm so angry about the fact that it always gets forgotten. You guys need to play the goodness that is Dragon Quest 9. My fallen angel boy needs some recognition. I was so annoyed that he wasn't like one of the alternate skins for the one in Smash Bros. I won't lie. Anyway, but like I think in terms of like overall what my favorite game of all time is going to be, I think it was probably BioShock Infinite.
Really? Okay. Explain.
BioShock Infinite because I'm really story integrated. Right, I love good stories. I've always loved good stories. BioShock Infinite is the only game where I've actually physically clapped at the end of like in the end credits, because I loved the game so much, because the story and the gameplay was so good that, because I played the DLCs as well, that I was so impressed that I clapped to my own monitor.
Really?
On my house, which is really awkward because my mum walked up behind. I think it's either my mom or my dad like walked up the stairs behind me, and all they see is me with headphones on, just clapping at my screen. It's like it looks so like thinking back, just looks so awkward. But I was just so impressed. I love the BioShock series. I love all three games. I do have a soft spot for BioShock Infinite. I absolutely understand why people love one or two more. But for me, my first BioShock was BioShock Infinite, which is probably a bad thing, but like we move. And I've gone back and played BioShock 1, BioShock 2. I bought the remasters. I didn't actually play the remasters. I just kind of wanted to buy them just to support the developer. And I love them. I love them as a trilogy. I think they're great. The story is just really engaging, and yeah, it might be a controversial choice. I can absolutely understand that, but if he were to ask me to go back and play a game that, like, if I could experience all of BioShock Infinite again, like, if you know how you always get that question of like, oh, if you could forget something and do it all again, would you?
Yeah.
Like, BioShock Infinite would be that game because there were so many twists and turns that I didn't expect, and I love that.
Well, that's an interesting choice considering I know how split Infinite was.
That's the thing. I know a lot of people are very split about the opinion on BioShock Infinite, but bear in mind you're also talking to a person who likes Assassin's Creed 3.
Yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna come out and say it because I don't think I've ever publicly stated this, but I actually loved Assassin's Creed 3, despite how bad Connor was. Despite how bad Connor was, I think the rest of it was fine. I think Achilles was a great touch to the game, and I think the open world area was really good.
When I was young and I played Assassin's Creed 3 for the first time, I tried rebuilding the Assassin's Creed house. You know, the big house, like the big mansion in Minecraft at the time, and tried doing redstone and all that, and recreating it because I loved the game so much. Plus, I was like 13, so please, like,
go easy on us. Go easy on us, everybody.
When did AC3 come out? AC3 release date.
I think it came out like 2011.
2012. So yeah, I was 13 when it happened.
Yeah.
Man, like, thinking about like I like Ubisoft games. I like these sort of things. I have such controversial opinions about games because a lot of people are like, the games I like are so shit. Like I love like action adventure games, and so many people that I talk to are like, oh, they're so boring, and I'm like, oh, but I find them fun. Like that said, in terms, like, I love the new Assassin's Creed, the brand new one.
I haven't played it yet, so I don't spoil anything.
I'm not going to spoil anything. If you like the old Assassin's Creeds, it very much pulls from like Assassin's Creed 1, while also having like parts of Assassin's Creed 2 and 3 and stuff like that. Like
that's what I always wanted from the Assassin's Creed, because I always hated the direction of the RPG era Assassin's Creed games, because I never considered those actual Assassin's Creeds, because they focused more on the history aspect instead of focusing more on the Assassin's Creed stuff, like you know, between the Templars and Assassin stuff.
Absolutely. There's like, so unlike because in the RPG series, like, having the special abilities and all that is kind of mandatory, right?
Yeah. Like,
to actually finish the game, you're gonna have to use them. Whereas in Mirage, which is the newest one, like, it's all optional. Like, yeah, there is an ability to, like, basically teleport to people if you've like done enough stealth kills, right? Which, by the way, like, as much as people say that, oh, it's like the new RPG stuff, honestly, used correctly, that ability is either really good or really, really bad, because you have to, like, you do still have to plan stuff out, right?
Yeah.
I do actually like that ability because it's like a good middle ground, and I actually do enjoy it, right? That said, I thought Valhalla was crap, and I hated Odyssey more. And by the way, before anyone accuses me, no, it was not because there was a female protagonist. I didn't give a shit about having a female protagonist. I just thought the story was shit.
Okay. Well, with that, I actually should lead into my next question. What what game have you hated the most that you've ever played?
Oh, the game I've hated the most ever.
Yeah.
Oh man.
For me, it's either between Andromeda or EA's Battlefront 2 at launch.
See, hmm. See, I can agree with you on Battlefront 2 because like I played the original Battlefront 2 on my PSP. I love that game. And then they just kind of shit on it for the
Yep.
reboot. Um oh, honestly, I think it would have. So it's like you have AC Odyssey up there, which I hate because it just completely shit on everything that Assassin's Creed is.
Yeah.
So that's up there.
I think Valhalla kind of does that too, considering
Oh, Valhalla. The
Vikings
thing
were
is
never
though,
meant to be assassins.
well, that's the thing. They're not in the game. He's not an assassin. Like he's just someone who got given a hidden blade, by the assassins. Right.
Yeah.
But the thing is, AC Odyssey was the reason why Valhalla was shit because it kept like a thing for that, right? Oh my god, it's so hard. Fuck. See, all right. I have a bunch of indie games which I own,
Okay.
right? Because I used to play a bunch of Humble Bundles. Well, I used to buy a lot of Humble Bundles, right?
Yeah.
And I think I'm gonna say something that's gonna get really controversial.
Are you gonna say an indie game that you played, you hate the most?
I'm gonna tell you a game that I did not enjoy, and people are going to probably hate me for it.
Okay, what game is it?
Right. Where is it? Because I can't remember the name of it now. Where is it? Oh, fuck's sake! Where? I'm gonna get really annoyed at myself because I know what it is, but I'm like I can't remember the full name. You know,
Huh?
it's not really a hate. It's more I'm just shit at it. I was gonna say Suum, like Speedrunners from Hell, but it's only because I'm really bad at it. You could talk about like the Mad Max game, which I just kind of got bored of.
Oh, okay. I got some fans of that game that follow me, so don't get me canceled here.
Like I'm not trying to get you cancelled. I'm just trying to say like I got like bored of it.
No, yeah.
Bear in mind, people are gonna get controversial. By the way, I'm gonna tell you how controversial my opinions on games are gonna be. I finished Adventure Capitalist. You know the mobile game Adventure Capitalist?
Yeah.
I finished it.
How did you fit? Okay.
So during COVID, I needed something to do. So every day I played that game. I didn't pay money. I just played that game constantly. I min-maxed how to play that game. And it is not by paying. And I finished it. I got every achievement, everything.
Okay.
Yeah. Didn't think you could finish a mobile game, did you?
No, I did not. Well, it's not another single player.
Right. So Destiny 2 I didn't like. I'm going down all the way to like the worst stuff. Weirdly, it says I have no recorded activity, which I know for a fact I do. DayZ is down there, which I didn't like. So many games that I just thought were kind of shit. Like Dirt 3. Okay, I am not a fan of racing games, so you can put that up there.
Okay.
Like, you can put basically every racing game under the sun of the game I don't like. Same with like NBA, those sort of games. Don't play them. I don't really have any controversial, like, I don't like these games. Oh, Warframe. Did not enjoy Warframe.
Okay, now I'll have to kick you off of this show. It's been nice knowing you. I'm a huge fan of Warframe, so that actually hurts.
I didn't enjoy Warframe. I can't help it. It was just not my thing. Terraria I couldn't get into.
Okay, yeah.
Like,
Okay, I think this is the end of the episode, everybody. It's been nice knowing you,
I didn't.
Adam. I
Right.
won't be
I
having you
didn't
on
say,
again.
notice how I say I didn't say they're bad games. I just said I couldn't get into them.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, there's a difference. Like, just because it's not good for me doesn't mean I don't know that they're good games. Like, I know on fundamentally they're good games. I just like
No, yeah. But,
they just never clicked with me. Like, so yeah, you can have a go, but like I think you're wrong.
oh yeah. I remember the last time you disagreed with me when it came to video games. I think it was with
What one was that?
was it with the Pokemon one, or was it was something else? I think it was related to Pokemon that we talked about on my Extinction Level Gaming. It was that episode where
Was it like the
Lobo booted me out of the chat.
oh like what the best Pokemon game is or
Yeah,
something? Pokemon Platinum, easy.
yeah. I think it was that. I think it was that conversation.
What game do you think is the best Pokemon game?
I thought it was Pokemon X.
I'm so wrong. You're so, like, the Mega Revolutions were the only good thing that came out of X and Y. The story was shit. The graphics were fucking awful because it was the first time they'd gone into 3D.
It
Right.
wasn't
The
that
only
bad.
the only thing that was good that came out of X and Y was Mega Revolutions, and I will happily say that Mega Revolutions was the best gimmick. Right, because it is a gimmick. Because every
Yeah.
every Pokemon game now has a gimmick.
I'm not gonna
Right,
lie.
that is
After X and Y, everything else just kind of became a gimmick. From the Mega
well, that's the thing.
Evolutions to the
See, that's they
Z
kind of
moves.
maxed out at X. They did Mega Revolution, which was like the best thing they ever did, and then just everything was just like Z moves, Gigantamax or however you fucking pronounce that.
Yeah, you got it right.
And you just have these,
Oh,
and
no,
they're basically just
I think I said Diamond Pearl was the best.
see Diamond and Pearl are fine, but Platinum is just the definitive version of Diamond and Pearl.
Yeah.
So if you believe Diamond and Pearl are good, then Platinum has to be your best because it's just literally the definitive. Like the whole reason that people had a issue with Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl is because they ignored things that were like like objectively better in like the Grunt's hideout is like objectively better
I actually should ask
in
you, how did you get into Pokemon? Like,
Pokemon Platinum. Oh, actually, there's the longer story. So me and my brother, he got me into Pokemon. Like my brother got me into gaming, right?
yeah.
And he's my older brother. And so what we would have done, what we did when we were kids, well, when I was a kid and he was older, much older brother. Me and my mum would buy me one version of the game, he would buy the other.
Okay.
So I still have my original Pokemon Silver, not Soul Silver, Silver for the GameCube, for the Game Boy.
Can I buy that off of you any chance, sir?
I don't have the box. I just have the cartridge.
I'll take it.
You are not having my personal version of Silver.
Damn it.
That thing has lost. I've done a battery replacement on that thing.
Oh damn! You performed surgical.
Like, yeah, you are not having my. That is my copy of Silver, my original copy. You ain't touching that shit. I have every. Have I ever told you I have every Game Boy?
No, you haven't.
Yeah, I have every Game Boy. Every single one.
That is impressive.
And the variants.
I only had the Game Boy Advance SP.
Yeah, when I was I can't remember what age now. I just decided, you know what, I'm just gonna have every Game Boy. So I have the Game Boy Micro, which is really rare now. I have the
Is that the one?
Game Boy.
Is that the Game and Watch spinoff thing, or?
Kinda. I'll show you. I'll send it to you.
All right, but
The Game Boy Micro was you could only play Game Boy Advance games on it.
uh,
It was actually really, really limiting. But I had one, but it was cool.
back on topic to the brother stuff.
Oh, anyway, so my brother and I would get Pokemon games, opposite games, so that we could share them, and then just over the years, I got more and more, and then Pokemon Platinum was like the game that like finally solidified me playing Pokemon games. And then yeah, I was kind of stuck ever since. Like Platinum is the reason that I know someone, because there was a kid that lived like across the street from me, and his family wasn't like, they weren't very well off. So the way we would bond is that we would share like playing my version of Platinum, and that's how we grew up as kids. Right? I still know that guy. He now works as a software engineer. It's like really cool. I don't talk to him very much, but I talk to his mum quite often because she still lives around the area. So yeah, I grew up just playing Pokemon because most kids do. And Charmander's the best starter, and I don't care what you say. I'm just kidding. It's Chimchar.
The best starter.
Chimchar is the best starter.
Pikachu.
Pikachu can go fuck her. It can go fuck itself.
Hey, he's the mascot of the franchise, okay? Without him, Pokemon probably wouldn't be as big as it is today.
No, but you know that he wasn't meant to be the original starter.
No, I know. I heard the stories.
Yeah, like Pikachu stole the limelight from the proper starter, so fuck you, Pikachu.
Hey, but without him, again, it wouldn't be as big today. So
the thing is that I think Pokemon would have been big anyway. Because even if you didn't pick Pikachu, like something else would have been.
I doubt it, because I think Pikachu was probably the most marketable Pokemon because how cute it was and how. Well
you know what? I'm gonna look at the first 151 Pokemon. Like, because you're telling me that Charmander with like Charizard hasn't been like marketable. That's bullshit.
I'm not saying it wasn't marketable. I'm just saying like.
No, come on.
I'm just saying he probably wouldn't have been as marketable as Pikachu was.
Right, you're telling me that like, okay, I'm just looking at the 151, right? Pikachu is just cute, and that's what's good about him in the wider world, right?
Yeah.
You're telling me you wouldn't have watched Pokemon if Ash had, I don't know, an Eevee?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Vulpix? By the way, Vulpix is my favorite Pokemon.
Honestly, nah, can't see it.
You've been like you've been brainwashed, dude. You've got to come out of that. you gotta open your mind.
I mean, the only one I could see him with would have been Squirtle.
Ah man, Charmander.
But I think Pikachu was perfect as a mascot because like for the show at least, I think what it captured was like Ash's like personality too, like being a fighter.
You say that, but like he didn't have a Pikachu in the original series, like again the original comic book. So like they changed the way he changes a lot between like the TV series and the comic book.
But again, what that should happen is good, though.
I think it could have been. I don't necessarily think you needed to have Pikachu to be a good series.
Okay, considering now I'm down to one viewer, I think we should move on for the Pokemon talk.
All right, go on. What now?
I guess people don't enjoy Pokemon talk. This isn't a
Wait, have we lost
podcast.
Have we lost people because of that?
I guess so. We had three viewers before.
Two nerds having a go at Pokemon. All right, go on then.
Okay, yeah, but I guess moving on from that, I guess my next question would be like, how did you go from having consoles to going to PC?
Minecraft. Really? You want me to be completely honest? It was Minecraft. So there was a series called.
Wait, are you one of those kids that kind of like was watching YouTube and then like, okay, I want a PC for Minecraft. I want to mod it.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Okay, so I had a little bit of PC gaming experience before, which was things like World of Warcraft. I had a little bit. I wasn't playing a lot of World of Warcraft. I had a little bit of World of Warcraft. And Club Penguin. Because Club Penguin was the fucking goat. Like if you believe Club Penguin was bad, I'm sorry, we can't be friends. I
think you would have made Matthew happy right now if he was watching.
Bro, I had all the puffles. I had everything. Man, I love Club Penguin. The whole like ninjutsu stuff. Oh, card jitsu. Yeah. I was so upset when they took it down. Anyway, so I had a little bit of experience, and then I started watching a series by a channel called Rage Gaming Videos
Yeah.
because, of course, this was early YouTube, and that was a name for a YouTube channel. And he had a series called Quick Build Challenge, and I was like the whole concept of the show is that like you have 15 minutes to, and you're given a topic, and then you build something in Minecraft, and then the comments would vote on who won, right? Who built the better thing, right? So like your topic would be like treehouse, and then you build a treehouse, and I loved the series so much that I was just like, I want to play Minecraft. I want to get into it. So I begged my mum for a computer, and I ended up getting a laptop, that could just, and I mean, just play Minecraft. And then like later on, I like got a gaming PC because I was watching more and more YouTube stuff, and I was like, I really want to play more games. And then eventually, kind of, I'm in like this both. I have everything now except for an Xbox because I don't really need one. I have a Nintendo Switch. I have PlayStation 5. I have a PC now, and it's just kind of evolved since then. So yeah.
Okay.
I was a Minecraft kid.
You know what?
Flame me all you want. Comments.
You know what? I actually was. It was actually the same reason for me why I bought Minecraft. Well, that besides like wanting to mod games too, like GTA 5.
I've never had an interest in modern games. I've never had an interest in modding games. Right. I know people who do, and I know people who go into PC gaming with that idea. I have never been interested in that. I get why people like it. It's just not something I do. I tried modding GTA 5 before they banned it online. And then like I just kind of didn't bother anymore because I just couldn't be arsed doing it. That said, I have modded the shit out of Vampire Survivors.
Huh.
Like, there's a lot of mods for Vampire Survivors to give it like a bunch of new weapons and stuff like that. So I've just modded the shit out. That's the only game I've like proper modded. Oh, and Binding of Isaac, because Binding of Isaac. Yeah. And it was like, see, the thing is, I never really got into PC gaming until really late because I had dial-up internet for a really long time.
I think I remember you saying how bad your internet used to be.
Yeah, so for people who don't know, my dad's gonna hear us and he's gonna deny it, but he's gonna deny it because he likes using the internet now. My dad thought that broadband was basically gonna be a phase, and it was he just thought it was too expensive, even though our dial-up internet was basically the same price as broadband. So I had dial-up internet for actual years, and the reason we ended up getting broadband was because my school at one point told everyone that you have to do a project in Photoshop, and my internet was so slow, I actually could not download Photoshop before the deadline. So, like, I couldn't download the trial for Photoshop before the deadline. It was like 4.5 days to download Photoshop.
Mm.
And it was like a 2-day assignment. I had to go to my teacher and say, I don't have internet. I don't have the internet for Photoshop. And so I had to get my mom had to get this like little USB dongle thing with like 3G mobile internet, because bear in mind, we don't even use 3G anymore in the UK, right? My internet was so slow that 3G internet was faster.
Jesus.
Just to give you how bad this internet. Now imagine, I was playing Club Penguin with that internet.
I think you're putting a lot of strain on your internet there, huh?
You want bad? You want to come back? Now I have gigabit internet at home because I'm like, nope, I am having the best internet. I don't care. I don't care how much it costs. I'm having the best.
I'm paying for the
But
best
yeah,
and want the best.
exactly. I have literally had arguably the UK's worst internet, like at least when I've been alive. And the UK is like arguably some of the best because just
Well,
that's how it was.
today at least.
Yeah, today. Actually, there's a company that does 8 gigabit internet now.
Well, you guys get up to 8? God damn.
Yeah,
We're still stuck at
there's
5 here.
there's a company called Fiber in the UK that is now doing 8 gigabit up, 8 gigabit down.
Okay, I think I've got to start making some paperwork for moving to the UK.
Like, I'll send you the link. One sec.
Oh, great. You're going to just try to make me pissed, aren't you?
No, just look. Fiber. It's literally on their front page. £100 a month.
Okay.
8 gig U8000 average 7,000 megabit per second.
Jesus. That's a pretty good price, though.
Yeah, it's like $150 a month.
Jesus, over here we're paying up the wazoo for our internet companies.
Yep. So the reason why our internet is so good is because in recent years, the UK government did what is called the fiber voucher.
Yeah.
So basically, the UK had this massive thing of like everyone should have internet, everyone should have fiber internet, and so they are giving companies massive discounts so that the government doesn't have to pay out to put out fiber lines, as long as the companies set up the lines. The company gets a massive like tax write-off, right? And so it's really cheap to like put the lines down. So these companies are like charging nothing for like these contracts. And there's loads of them, which is really cool.
You know,
So
I'm pretty jealous of that because like I think well, when you were helping me get my internet fixed, you saw how mine was, so yeah, ain't nowhere near yours.
I mean, the thing is like what people don't understand is like even gigabit internet is completely unnecessary.
Yeah.
Because there's only a few companies like because I am an engineer, I'm going to explain some stuff. Right? The most
just try to put this in a short perspective.
I will make this really quick, right? Most of the internet is not designed for gigabit. It is designed for like 200 megabit down, right? Even companies like Google and Valve and that will probably top out about 700 megabit per second, which means that realistically, if you have 500 megabit per second internet, you basically have the fastest internet you can possibly have, because you are then going to get bottlenecked by the other company or the other end. So the people buying like 3, 4, 8 gigabit internet are idiots. And the only reason you should ever have that is if you're like a proper business. There you go. That's what it is.
All right, I appreciate you keeping it short and simple. I know how long that's explaining that kind of stuff can take.
That sort of stuff can, if you wanted me to go all in, I could, but like, I understand the audience right now, and like, that's a boring conversation.
Yeah, it'll probably make everyone watching fall asleep.
Adam's having his lectures again. Well, you know what? I do actually teach lectures. So
speaking about lectures, actually, how I know you've been teaching as of recently.
yes.
How has that been like for you?
It's weird being a lecturer. Like, so I was a guest lecturer for a college, teaching like programming 101, basically.
Yeah, I remember.
And it's so different, right? Because like you teach like people at work, because that's kind of how I got into this. I kind of like started teaching people at work, and then I messaged college and was like, "Hey, if you need someone helping, I'm happy to help." And they were like, "Yeah, we have a class," and I was like, oh, "Okay," of like 15-year-olds. And I was like, "Ah, shit." So yeah, they're just like half of them were like really engaged. The other half were what your average 15-year-olds, or 16-year-olds, sorry.
As expected.
Yeah. Two guys just like in the class were just like completely just not listening to anything. Right? I'm not going to say too much because obviously like we're talking privacy and stuff like that. So I don't want to dwell too much because I don't want to lose the position, you know.
Yeah.
I'm not getting paid to be fair, but like I like doing it. But the most of the class were fine.
I believe you told me that you actually or asked again to do it, right? Or that's
I was. I have not actually done a second lecture at that college. They asked me to stay on, but more as an advisory.
Gotcha.
Mainly because not because of anything that was the issue of my teaching or anything. It was just a case of there's not many classes left for them, and so like they had to do other things. But they kind of want me to help out for next year as well. But for more of their newest class, because I'll be honest, the poor guy. So like what happened is there was a programming teacher, and then like a week before the new term started, like a week before the new school started, they quit like a week before. And so they were like, "Oh, do we have any other teachers?" And they were like, "Okay, we have this like one chemical engineering teacher. He has no experience of programming. Let's have him teach the programming class." Like, what? And so apparently, like, they were.
It's like that. Let's figure out how this will work out.
So this guy was like, he didn't even know like the basics, like you know what an if statement is and everything like that, right?
Yeah.
He didn't know. He didn't know how to do if or and states, or if any. Nothing. None of it. He didn't know what a switch and case statement was. He didn't. Literally, he hasn't programmed in like 20 years.
Geez, sounds like you could have been a better replacement for him.
Well, that was the thing. Like, I think they were like
They were probably looking to replace him with you, considering how good
probably, but I'll be honest. Like, the school system would not pay me enough. I'm not there for the money. I'm just saying, like, there would be big life changes if I did. Plus, like, there's a bunch of like training stuff you have to do in the UK to be an actual teacher. Like, it's okay if you're like a guest lecturer, but like, if you want to be an actual teacher, you have to do a bunch of different like qualifications.
Gotcha.
Because at one point, I was going to be a teacher. I was actually going to teach design technology, which is like woodworking and electronics. But then I didn't, obviously.
So
Yeah,
would you ever actually go into a teaching position though? Like if you like.
I kind of already.
Well,
See, I
besides what
kind
you
of did.
currently do, I guess.
See, I like teaching people, but like it. Everyone I speak to about teaching positions just tells me that it's just so. Like, you're paid shit and like you're treated like shit. So like, while I want to teach people, I just feel like my mental health about it would just be absolutely fucked. You know what I mean?
Fair enough. Yeah.
Like, I have so much respect for teachers, right? I was a little shit at school. But like,
as we all were.
Oh mate, like I hated English class so much that I spent my entire English classes every day on my phone. How I passed that class, I have no idea. There's genuinely questioning how that even happened. But like, I just now knowing like what teachers go through and everything, I'm just like, man, I feel so bad for them. And so I just kind of don't want to go into that position where I'm like in that sphere of I'm getting paid and treated like shit. Like, I wouldn't mind being like a university lecturer, but then like, yeah, you're kind of in a different situation. and it's still not great.
Yeah.
Because then you have like people telling you that you earn too much money for what you do. Like we had an entire like someone pulled the fire alarm when I was at university. Someone pulled the fire alarm, and then had a massive demonstration talking about how the lecturers earn too much money.
Oh God.
Because as part of the fire job, like they knew where we had to go and line up and everything.
Yeah.
Or gather. So someone came out with a guitar and started doing like a protest. Yeah.
Oh God.
That genuinely happened. And he never admitted that he was the one who pulled the fire alarm. It just seemed very convenient that he was already out there with a guitar ready.
Yeah, I pretty much assumed that he did it.
It's like,
The odds of that are very fucking slim.
Yeah, you know what I mean, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, man, I've had so much stuff happen. Like, I've got too many stories, but like, I've told many of them before.
I guess looping back and making this smooth, I guess I'll make this a final question. It's like,
yeah,
going back to your teaching stuff about like teaching like big content creators. How come you never took up a job in that? Like, considering how much like you taught like big content creators, you could have made an actual job to like help people out.
So a lot of that is you're up against very, very big YouTubers. I have considered that at one point, but there are lots of YouTubers that, like, Logan Paul has one, as an example.
Yeah.
Like, they are generally seen as scams. Like, even if it's not, like, I would never try and scam people. There's not. I hate scams and everything like that. I'm really against that sort of stuff, right?
Yeah.
But a lot of them are just seen as that, and so I don't want to be seen as like another Hustlers University or something like that. You know what I mean?
Actually,
and I don't need that.
I don't think you mean Logan Paul, because I don't think he's actually like.
No, Logan Paul has his own one. The Hustlers University is Andrew Tate. Yeah, there are a bunch of different ones. No, my point is that there are a bunch of different ones. I couldn't remember what Logan Paul's one is called. But they exist and they're all seen very frowned upon. Plus, the issue with teaching content creators is that while I can teach you the technical stuff, I can teach you how to edit, I can teach you how to set up an audio setup and everything like that. Actually making content is so individual.
Yeah.
Because if you want to succeed, you have to bring something new to the table.
Yeah, but still, like with the technical aspects, like there are creators that like hire people to edit for them too,
which is absolutely true. But then a lot of those people work like 60, 70 hour weeks.
True.
Like, there was an interview done with the guy who's the guy who does the editing for a bunch of anime creators. And he was talking like before he had his team of editors, when it was just him, it was like he was doing like 70-hour weeks. And so I'm just like, would I be happy doing that? And the answer would just be no. Just that would be the simplest answer.
Okay, I see.
And I value my free time as much as I value like the money that actually comes in. Don't get me wrong; those sort of people get paid bank, right?
No, yeah.
People who learn how to edit.
That's why I wanted to ask that question.
Yeah. I mean, the issue is that
just look at people that Mr. Beast hires. He hires a lot of people to do his production work,
which is fine. Like I absolutely know that. But my point is more like, would the extra money like past a certain point?
You're just kind of wondering if the money is even worth it at that point.
Yeah. You got to think of it this way, right? Past a certain point, that money is not going to do much, right?
Yeah, it's just gonna be sitting. It's just gonna be sitting there. You don't...
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. Like, if I have kids or grandkids or anything, they will get use out of the money, but I wouldn't, right? Realistically, I'm quite a cheap person. I might have a lot of stuff, but I buy cheap.
Yeah.
Right. And so, realistically, wouldn't do much with it. I might go on holidays and stuff like that, but really, I could do that in the job that I have now. Like as I said to you earlier, I'm looking to go to LA. I'm looking to go. Like I just booked a holiday in a couple of weeks, right? I already am at that position where I can do that. So, what would me earning an extra like 20 grand a year realistically do for me, other than just building up my savings, right?
Fair enough.
Which is nice, but like, yeah, so after a certain point, like, things just don't really matter anymore.
So I guess you'd like you wouldn't really do it as a job then. You just kind of just do it.
No,
You'll just stick to it, doing it for fun and for helping others, right?
don't get me wrong. I have my side freelance business, and I still have consultancies and everything like that. So if you do want to pay me to do that, that's absolutely fine. But I wouldn't do it as my main job. It's the same reason I wouldn't do voice acting in that as my main job.
Yeah.
Because I got asked about that yesterday. Because I just doing a 9 to 5 means that I know that I have time off. Because I've done the freelance work, I've done that before, and I just worked too much and it worked me to the ground. And I'm not doing that again. That's kind of my opinion on it.
Alright.
But I've had a few jobs now, so I know what that feels like. Also, reason why I don't work for startups anymore.
Fair enough.
Because startups are like, hey, what if we did like 8 people's jobs as just you? So,
like,
yeah.
What?
Here's some advice for you and the people in the chat. Work out what you value your free time as, and then equate that to the amount of money that you could earn. Because I'm a very family-orientated man. I like my family. I like being with my family and everything. And if I worked 70 hours a week, I wouldn't be able to see them. But working 35 hours a week, which is what I do now, which is half the time, I have all that time spare. And I still earn a decent amount.
And timing is half the battle. Sorry, had to do that.
Pretty much. But yeah, like the point is that like you have to value things.
Yeah. Well, I guess you just literally answered my last question, which I usually ask my guests. But
What's that?
I usually ask them to give like advice, like give like the audience advice of like something they should do, like related to like what they do, you know.
Okay.
So,
But yeah, like if you yeah. Also, if you want some advice getting into engineering, break things and then fix them. Learn how to not break them again. But only break things that you can afford to break.
Okay. Two pieces of advice you can learn from Adam today. Well, Adam, I guess it's been a pleasure having you on. And thank you for being on here, my friend. And
It's absolutely fine.
to, closing off the year with this show.
Yeah, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, honestly, to all of you and to you, Callie.
Thank you. And for everyone in the chat, I just wanted to let you guys know I will be having one last final episode before I end the month with having Darth Praxis on to the show. Hopefully that will go good. But yeah. So tune in next Saturday, guys. I will be having him on, and see you guys later. I'm just gonna end it with Adam doing his little intro. So tell everyone where they can find you.
Yeah. You can find me on Twitter. It's Adam Berman. That's pretty much it. I don't really do anything else.
not even what's it called, a LinkedIn.
No, you can find my website, which is adambtech.co.uk. But yeah, that's basically it.
All right.
I don't do LinkedIn. Well, I do LinkedIn, but not really for social media stuff.
Well, considering you do freelance stuff, you should do that though.
My website does it for me.
Fair enough.
That's fine.
But anyways,
all right.
It's been a pleasure. See you guys later. And